Anime. I'm just letting you guys know that this video will be talking a little bit about cultural appropriation. I really do love Gdragon. Like, I really do love his art, his work. I know that so many talented people give up basically their lives to do and give us K-pop. And so, like, I just wanted to say that in the beginning, because this does not reflect how I feel about K-pop at all. And I mean, it is in some ways it is how I feel about K-pop, but in some ways it's not. And I just think that it was really interesting to rewatch the video 10 years later, and I had a totally different opinion than I did 10 years ago. So this is my initial response. Also, this video was supposed to be released on Sunday, but instead I decided to release it on Wednesday instead, because I just thought that I would do something else for Bigbang Sunday. Okay, let's begin. Thank you guys. Hi everyone, this is Bigbang Anime, and today we're going to talk about the video One of a Kind by Gdragon. So, oh my god, that video was great. Okay. The video was great. Well, some parts I get to that later, but some parts that wasn't so great, but it was really great. And I was like, why did I like Gdragon in high school? And I rewatched the video. I'm like, this is why I like Gdragon in high school. He is very charismatic. He's funny. His video was very energetic. It was very fun to watch. You know, his rapping skills is just like amazing. Like, he's an amazing rapper. Like, I have to give like homage to how amazing Gdragon is as a rapper. You know what I mean? But like, I know some people gonna hate me for this. I know like some people were like talking about it in the comments in the other video for my Bigbang Sunday video. But like, let me stay on Gdragon. Okay, so I loved Gdragon in high school, right? In high school, I listened to Gdragon on replay, right? Replay, shout out to Shiny, which is one of Shiny's songs called Replay. I don't know, I heard it's always in my head, Replay. Anyway, so like Gdragon song is in my head like a lot. Like, not Gdragon. Oh lord. I'm so sorry guys. I'm talking too fast. Okay. So Gdragon song, one of a kind, right? This is the video I rewatched, right? So I haven't seen that video in like 10 years, right? So I haven't seen it in 10 years, and that's like crazy to me. And so the last time I seen it was like in the like 2000, and like, wow, like it's so long ago. I wasn't in high school that long ago, but like I heard of Gdragon when I was like sophomore, junior year of high school. So like for me, I was just like, wow, that's like almost 10 years ago, including that, because I've been out of high school for a little bit. Anyway, so like it was some weird parts in One of a Kind. Okay, can we tell the truth and shame the devil? It was some weird parts rewatching it, right? That like it was cool for the 2010s, but not so cool now. I know that sounds terrible, but I feel like it's a cultural difference. Like, I think people had a good point in my last video for Bigbang Sunday when they were talking about what some people were saying. Sorry, they were talking about like, you know, South Korea, like that's not necessarily considered cultural appropriation. Like Gdragon, he had like, you know, cornrows, he had like some braids in one scene in One of a Kind. I was just like, I felt really weird by watching it, and I remember I was like I was obsessed with the song because I heard the song first, right? But I was really weirded out by the video, seeing it all again, and I was like, I felt uncomfortable in the beginning, like when I was like, I felt uncomfortable with the video like in the early 2010s when I watched it. But like now I watch it and I'm just like, I don't feel uncomfortable. I just feel confused now, conflicted, because like, you know, because racism in America and like cultural appropriation in America is different. Like a white rapper, an Asian rapper, a Latinx rapper couldn't like do that here. Like, you know, they could, but they would be a lot of controversy. That's like wearing cornrows and like wearing braids here is like a lot of controversy. And like, I guess the comments below made me realize like a lot of people, like cultural appropriation manifests, like comes out differently in different parts of the world, you know, because in America, like we were like black people in America, like wearing my hair like this, like back in the day would have lost me a job. You know what I mean? Like black people in America, like the reason why cultural appropriation is a big problem, right? I just want to be honest about it. The reason why cultural appropriation is a big problem for just any group, but specifically I'm talking about black people right now, is that like, is that when it comes to a cultural appropriation, a lot of times like the cultural meaning gets lost, but also like that group is not able to profit or live off or do the same things as the other group by living within their own culture. Like, I guess, like, for example, like, you know, rappers who used to wear their hair in cornrows and braids were considered, like, ghetto and lower than, like, other people, you know? And, like, all I just want to say is this, okay? Black people were persecuted for where they wear their hair. People were murdered because they wore their hair in braids and because they wore their hair, they had their hair texture, you know. People lost out on jobs because they looked too black, because they had an afro, and because they had cornrows, and because they had braids, you know. Black women were harassed in public for their braids and hair. The braids of the hair was yanked out, and people were assaulted because of that. I remember even in high school when I wore my natural hair in the afro, like, people, I went to a Latinx high school, but when I went to high school, I was like the only black person in school, in the class, and like people would literally grab my hair to see if it was real, and it was my real hair, but they would pull my hair to do that. So it's a lot of controversy over black hair, especially in America, because it's a lot of death, a lot of murder, a lot of like hurt around that. And so in America, they wouldn't just fly, like, you know what I mean, like someone wearing that, because it's like people died over this style. It's like kids not allowed to graduate for having their hair in black hairstyles, right? And like black Americans have been here for like 400 years. So we were here before America was even a country. So like for us, it's like this is our own culture that have developed over, you know, years. And like people in Africa wore it, but that's like our only way to keep close to like our African roots, because we don't have any other way to do that, because like the language that we speak has been taken away from us. Like we haven't been to Africa in 400 years. Like, you know, like everything, like our culture has been organically made. Like black American culture has been organically made, you know, in the United States. And so it's a totally different culture than the culture in Africa, even though it may have some similarities, right? And so I just feel like it's just kind of like, I think a lot of people don't like it because it's kind of unfair for like other groups to profit, and then like black people can't profit. But again, in Korea it's different, right? It's so different. Like people are just like, oh, that's a cool hairstyle, I like it, you know, because it's more like a cultural exchange or cultural appreciation when people wear those styles. But in America, that's just not. Sorry guys, my camera cut out. But even in South America, like people were murdered over their hair. Like people, like it's like black people in South America, due to the slave trade that had happened internationally, right, that like can't profit or like benefit off of those styles, who had to literally change laws in South America and in America to literally wear our hair the way it grows out of our head, or to do cultural practices, you know. And so it's weird to see someone else just wear it and then like all willy-nilly, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of like blood and a lot of like, you know, animosity and a lot of like hurt around like, you know, black hair and where black people wear the hair. But I do think like cultural appropriation comes out differently, like, because I believe like in South Korea it means something different. They're probably like, it's cool, you know, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like there's no racism in South Korea, you know what I mean? Like I understand ignorance is around it, but I think that like racism manifests differently in Asia too. You know, it's not gonna be the same like racism in America, except China. China is like doing some weird stuff right now with like racism towards like Africans and stuff like that over there. But like I don't know. And then I do mostly race relations for work, like basically between black people and Asians. And so like I think that like it is a problem in the Asian community. And it's like they get it from a lot of people who are immigrated here. They get it from their home country, but it's because they're not around black people as much, and they get like a lot of stuff through media and like, you know. But it's like it's really interesting to see like, you know, race and how it plays out into like, you know, different countries, right? Like because like the black people that South Koreans encounter aren't the black people like that, you know, immigrants in America encounter. You know, like it's not saying like I mean, like, they encounter more, like, you know, black Americans are different from, like, Africans, and then they're different from, like, British, black people, and then, like, Caribbean black people are different, like, culturally different. Like, we're all black. We have some similar characteristics and cultures, but at the same time, we're racially the same, but, like, ethnically different, you know? Like, we have different, like, cultural practices. And so it's really interesting how that plays a role into it too, or like people like that. But they do blackface. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I know, like, I just thought about it. They do blackface in China, they do blackface in Korea, and they do blackface in Japan. You know, like, let's tell the truth, shame the devil. Like, that happens, right? And whether or not it's intentional to cause harm or not, it causes harm for, like, those black people who study abroad or live in those areas. But, like, it's just really interesting to see. And I know it's, like, supposed to be one-of-a-kind video, but it was really interesting to see the one-of-a-kind video and, like, to see how race played a part. Like, you know, like, how, like, cultural appropriation played a part, you know. And, like, you know, I don't think Gdragon was trying to cause harm. Like, I do not think Gdragon was trying to cause harm when he was, like, you know, doing, like, when he was wearing cornrows and braids and stuff like that. A lot of rappers do that. A lot of, like, Latinx rappers do that. A lot of, like, Japanese rappers do that. It's, like, it's not unique, but it is, like, it comes from a place from Black American culture, because rap comes from, like, Black American culture, from the struggle of, like, being oppressed in America, right? And so it's really interesting to, like, see how rap has evolved over time, too. I don't know. I just think it was a really interesting video. Like, I still like the video, but it was also a part in there. Like, I keep remembering the part. There was also a part in there which is weird, and I don't know what it meant. Like, and I don't know. I might be grasping at straws or anything. But it was really weird to see, like, the two, like, black kids in there too, like these light-skinned, maybe biracial, identifying kids who were on the couch, with Gdragon, who, I don't know, and he was, like, hanging out with, like, I don't know, like, I guess, like, the video felt like it was a different message than the song, like, because he had, like, lions. He was hanging out with not lions. He was hanging out with tigers. He was hanging out with bears, you know. And then he was on a couch with black kids, you know. And then he was in, like, you know, he was in a jail suit. And then he was chasing after this, like, white woman. And it was, like, really interesting. And then he was, like, kissing a Barbie. Because I know, like, a lot of times in Korea, like, I mean, I'm just going to be honest about it, right? Like, a lot of times people fetishize, like, white people in Asia. So, like, again, like, that's really interesting to see that played out in the video, too. Like 10 years later, to see how, like, white people are fetishized, and, like, they were fetishized all the way back then. And then, like, not saying white people don't fetishize Asian people. They do. Definitely they do. Like, definitely. But I was just, like, it's really interesting to see it from that point of view. And then, like, but then also to see, like, the black kids on the couch, I thought that was weird. I was like, am I grasping the strategy? Like, why would it be, like, put these black kids in the video? You know what I mean? Like, is it, like, putting them in the video, but, oh, I'm dangerous, I hang around black people? Is this, like, oh, these are cute kids, let's hang out with them? Like, if anyone has, like, the story or the history behind, like, how those, like, two black kids were, like, casted for that role, like, were they looking for black people, and Korea has, like, such a low amount of black people that it was just like, hey, biracial kids come in, I hang out with baby animals that are dangerous. I'm one of a kind. Like, yeah, this is gonna be a very, like, a Gdragon's cool, dangerous type video. Or was it just like, oh, you kids are cute. Oh, I love you guys. This is my friend. Like, I'm gonna let his kids come onto the set, and, like, we're gonna, you know, like, have them on the set, and then we're gonna have a cute little thing. We're gonna have, like, animals on set. Like, it's gonna be really lit, you know. Like, I don't really know how that was forming out, but you guys let me know in the comments. I know this is a little bit of a controversial, like, video, you know, but I think it was really it was some questions that was raised when I rewatched One of a Kind. It was One of a Kind. It was a really weird video for me. But it was still a catchy song, and I still love the song, though. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I understand it. Please don't dislike the video. Just talk about your anger in the comments if you don't agree. If you have something else to say, put it in the comments. And if you're, like, upset, if you have an altered opinion and you're not upset, you're like, huh, that's interesting, but I think this, and you're more familiar with Korean culture, please let me know below, because I'm really interested in hearing too. Okay, peace.